Hi guys, my name is Ingrid Reyes, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about my six favorite San Valentine's movies. So, you can watch these movies with friends, family, or even your partner. They are not gonna have like an order in a specific, but I'm gonna say that if these movies are here, is because they are good. So I decided to bring this video for you guys today on San Valentine's Day. Happy San Valentine's Day, by the way, because I know that people like me that are so romantic and are in love with love, we really need a video like this. Like, we need movies about romance, because I think in the last years there hasn't been a good movie of love, because in my list of movies I don't have any movie that's like, I think the latest one is from 2023, like, yeah. But I think the best romance movies are the ones that go from the 90s to the early 2000s. Like, those movies, my guys, they are good. So I have my notes here, but I'm gonna start with the movie that I'm dressed as, which is To All the Boys I Loved Before. You have to watch this movie. Like, it's an obligation of life. You cannot not watch it. It's a necessity. You have to watch it, for real. So, To All the Boys I Loved Before, the first movie was released on 2018, and it was acted by Lana Condor and Noah Centineo. Lana Condor plays Lara Jean, which is our lovely protagonist and the character that I'm dressed at today's video for San Valentine. And Noah Centineo plays Peter Kavinsky. Peter Kavinsky, guys. So the movie talks about like this girl that's Lara Jean, and she loves writing letters, and she has wrote like 5 letters to all the boys she has loved in her life. And one day her sister Kitty sends these letters that Lara Jean has wrote over the years for the guys that she loves. She sends them to them, and like, these guys get the letters and they are like, oh, so you like us, okay. And this guy, Peter Kavinsky, also receives a letter. And with time, Lara Jean doesn't like Peter Kavinsky anymore, and she likes her sister's boyfriend, which is also her best friend. It's a little weird, okay. But they start fake dating, like Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky start fake dating because Lara Jean wants to get like rid of her sister's boyfriend, thinking that she loves him. So she's like, oh no, I'm with Peter, you can stay with my sister, please, I stopped loving you a while ago. And Peter Kavinsky wants to do this to get his ex jealous, but with time there's something forming there in between them, and I think they are one of the most sweet, pure, and adorable like couples in cinema and in books too, because these movies are from a book, like they are based on a book. So if you want to read the books, you can go and read them. But Peter Kavinsky and Lara Jean, they start like having feelings for each other. But I think the sweetest thing about them is that even when they were like fake dating and they didn't exactly like each other even as friends, Peter was always so nice to Lara Jean. Like, I think that's literally the kind of love that anyone would want. Also because like, this movie really, like, when I'm really not believing in like love or like any of that stuff, like I'm like, oh my god, guys, this, like, I think that watching To All the Boys I Loved Before helps me all the time to like believe that through all of the hardships there's always a light. And I would recommend it that when you're feeling down or when you're feeling sad, you watch this movie. And you should definitely watch it on St. Valentine's Day with your partner. I promise you. And be like, oh, you saw what Peter Kavinsky did there? You should too. Watch and learn like that. So, second movie. This movie is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, my guys. In 10 days. I was very confused about the name, and I've heard like a lot of people around me talk about it, but I was never like, I mean, I was always planning on watching it, but I'm the kind of person that like puts everything on Netflix like on my list and never watches it, even though I really wanted to watch the thing. But the other day for this video I decided to finally watch it and see if that movie could be in the video, and it definitely has to be in the video. So How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was released in 2003 and is acted by Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. So Matthew acts as Benjamin Barry and Kate Hudson is our lovely protagonist, Andy. So the story starts that Andy works at a magazine, but this magazine is called Composure and is like the newest like magazine for women that's quickly like rising in viewers or readers. And she has this column that's called How To, and she basically is like how to like decorate your home with sand and stuff like that. And she actually doesn't want to do that. She wants to write about politics or economics, but her boss tells her, no, my love, that can't be done here. If you want to write about heels, do that. If you want to write about makeup, do that. If you want to write about guys, do that. But politics, economics, sweetie, that's a no-go. Nobody would read about that. So she decides that she's gonna write How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna make a column about that, like how to lose a guy in 10 days, and I'm gonna like choose any guy. And I'm gonna like make him stop loving me in 10 days. I'm gonna like do the most atrocious things in 10 days. And then Matthew McConaughey's character, Benjamin Barry, I'm gonna call him Barry, he basically works, I think, at another magazine. I'm not sure what his work was, but I know that he works at a magazine or something like that. And there's this new like topic that is gonna be talked about like diamonds, like marriage rings and jewelry and stuff like that, and he wants it. But these two girls, one of them is played, by the way, by Shalom Harlow. I love that woman. One of the best models ever, for real. But these two girls have that review of like jewelry. Like they got the piece to write about jewelry. But Barry, he really wants that. So he goes to the boss of the company and he's like, hey, I want this piece, like please give it to me. And these girls are like, okay, but you have to make a girl fall in love with you in 10 days. So the protagonist, Andy and Barry, they meet each other. And the rest is up to you guys. Go watch the movie. I really recommend it. Did they fall in love? Did she lose him in 10 days? I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you this, guys. They have chemistry. And they were really cute. Like, I think I even loved more Kate Hudson than Matthew McConaughey in this movie, because usually I watch the movies for the guy. For example, Into All the Boys I Loved Before, I thought Peter Kavinsky was hot. I mean, Noah Centineo is not my type, but him as Peter Kavinsky is really, really good. And in this case, I always thought that Matthew McConaughey was really an attractive guy, but I stayed in the movie for Kate Hudson. Like, she was and is so pretty. Like, oh my god. And she looks the same now, and I'm like, what? How can you be so pretty? Like, oh my god. Pass tips, please, queen. Please. But yeah, you should really watch this movie on St. Valentine's Day. I totally recommend it. If you want to have like a fun and exciting time, I totally recommend to watch this movie with friends more than your partner. I think it would be more fun, like to make fun of, like to laugh about like the situations that go in the movie. It's really, really funny. 10 Things I Hate About You. One of the best movies of the 90s. This movie was released in 1999 and is acted by Julia Stiles. Sorry that came out with an accent. No, Julia Stiles that acts as Kat Stratford. Yes. And Heath Ledger, that I didn't know his name was Patrick in the movie because I always saw him and I was like, oh yeah, that's Heath Ledger. And that was it. This movie is about this girl, Kat, that doesn't like anyone. Like, she's rebellious and she's like the most hated girl at school because she's not like the other girls. Like, literally, she doesn't want to go to the ball. She hates guys. She listens to rock instead of like the pop music of that time and all of that stuff. And this guy that comes to the school, he's new, wants to date Kat's sister, Bianca. But Bianca is not allowed to date. Okay, she's only allowed to date if Kat starts dating. So they decide to make, like, the guy, when a new friend that he meets at school, decide to make this plan to basically like get Kat to date a guy. And the guy chosen was Patrick because he has like this background, like people talk about him in school and they make all of these things about him that is like he went to jail. He ate a dog even with his feet and his tail and everything. He smokes. He is weird, like he's rock star and everything, right? So they paid him to date Kat. Do they fall in love? Does she hate him? I don't know. Go watch the movie, guys. Go watch the movie. Like, I don't know how you could live without watching this movie. It's literally one of the best movie from the 90s and it's one of my favorite movies of all times because let me tell you, one of my favorite actresses is Julia Stiles. She hasn't been in much, but I love all her 90s work. I have seen almost all of her movies from the 90s and she's amazing. And Heath Ledger is such a sweetheart in this movie, I promise you. Even if he's the bad guy, please watch the movie. You should watch it definitely with friends or with your partner or with your mom or your family. I don't care. It's a really good movie and I think nobody should go from this earth without watching it. So, to the next movie. And the next movie is one that I watched this December. I mean, last December. And it's called The Holiday. This movie you can watch it like in the holidays, like Christmas or on St. Valentine's Day. This movie, I'm gonna like read the names because they are odd. It was released in 2006 and it's acted by Jack Black and he's the character of Miles. Cameron Diaz, I love Cameron Diaz, guys. Her smile, she brightens my life. And she plays Amanda Woods. Then we have Jude Law, the actor, and he plays Graham. And we have Kate Winslet, and she plays Iris. And this movie, it's about these two girls, which is Amanda and Iris, that live in different parts of the world, and they have broken hearts, both of them. So for the holidays, they decide to switch houses through an app that makes people switch houses to have new experiences. I don't know. And they switch houses and they meet Kate Winslet, Iris. She meets Miles and he's a music like producer for movies. And Amanda Woods, played by Cameron Diaz, meets Graham, and Graham is Iris's brother. uh Graham and Amanda, they start to have something going on there, but he is an F-boy, okay guys, he's an F-boy. But with this movie I realized, oh my god, that trope is so cute. The trope where the F-boy falls for this girl that wants like a serious committed relationship. I love that trope, guys. So I think you should watch the movie to see what happens between all of them, because there's some problems in the water over there. Like Graham is, like I said, an F-boy, and something that it's very important later on about his story is revealed in the future to Amanda. And we don't know if they're gonna stay together, because I mean Amanda has to go back to California because she has a job there, and Graham has to stay where he is because he has this important thing here there that I cannot say here, because I'm not gonna spoil these movies for you, because you have to go watch them. And then Iris and Miles, they became friends, and maybe something is sparking there. I don't know, guys. I think you should go watch the movie and see what happens between these four people, okay? Go watch it, promise. Then the next movie, and oh, this movie was so good, and it's like the latest movie that I have here from years, and it's called Love at First Sight, and it was released in 2023. It's acted by Haley Lu, who plays Hadley Sullivan, and Ben Hardy, who plays Oliver Jones. I initially watched this movie because I love Ben Hardy, because I saw him in X-Men, and he was very handsome, okay? As Angel, as Angel, he was very, very handsome in X-Men. But this movie basically goes about these two strangers that meet on a plane, and after spending some hours on the plane, they become close, but like close, and you could feel the like romantic tension between them. Like it was not like, oh, we're gonna be friends. No, it was like they like each other. They just met, and that's why it's called Love at First Sight, because they saw each other and they were like hearts in their eyes. They were in love. And so they land, and they have to part ways. Are they gonna see each other again? Are they gonna go different ways and never see each other again? Go watch the movie, guys. Go watch the movie. I promise you, it's really good. I think it's really 90s vibes. Like all the drama and all the tragedy that happens in the movie is like, this could never happen in real life. Like I promise you, it could never. But it's really good. I mean, I have seen the actress like Haley Lu in a lot of things, and I think she's really good. And Ben Hardy, I mean, he's very attractive, and this movie is just perfect for people that want to believe in love like me. I watched it in a moment where I was like, ugh, love is just like, ugh. And I was like, okay, let's watch this movie. Let's see what it is about. And it was really, really great, I promise you guys. And our last movie, and the movie that made my heart suffer the most. Me Before You. If you know, you know. This movie was released in 2016, and it's acted by, I'm sorry about the pronunciation from his last name. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sam Claflin. I don't know. He plays William Trainer, and the mother of dragons, Emilia Clarke, and she plays Louisa Clarke. This movie goes about this girl that gets a job to take care of a guy that's paralyzed. Like the only part of his body that he can move is his face, but he's paralyzed from the neck down because he had an accident, and she has to take care of him, but he's being very rude at the beginning with her. I would totally recommend this movie to anyone that watch something about romance, because their chemistry is off this roof. Like, they are so good together, and the ending just made me cry. This is the movie that I watched with my mom. We went to the cinema to watch it together, and I think for the last 20 minutes we were bawling our eyes out, like for real, guys. It was just so sad, and I think so beautiful at the same time. And I just hope that kind of love finds me. And I think this might be it for today, guys. These are my 6 movies that I totally recommend for you guys and that you should watch in St. Valentine's Day. And if you don't watch them today, you can watch them any other day. They are amazing movies. And I think there's never enough of romance movies. Please make better romance movies, because I watched After and I watched Culpa Tuya, Culpa Mía, and they were okay. And that's all I have to say for those ones. But please watch these 6 movies. And if you have any recommendations about something you would like me to talk about, leave it in the comments. I'm gonna watch literally anything. I love watching movies and shows. And I think that's it for today. Happy St. Valentine's Day, guys. Please remember to subscribe and like and comment. And I hope you find love, and I hope you are happy. So thanks for staying, and